Oh, I need a manicure now. I don't even know what one of them is. This is hilarious that there's literally two girls working on him at once. I feel like a lot of ladies watching this would be like, I'm glad that he looks after himself, but this may be a little bit of an ick. Both not hurting anybody, right? He's funding the local economy. Gotta rate it. There's me with just like me crooked, bitter nails. I'm not even going to show you, I'm that embarrassed. I know this guy was definitely one of the early adopters of the trend of, you know, like them piranha baths for your feet. You know, like when the baby piranhas like eat all the dead skin off your feet. I know that this guy was funding some of them shops.
Worse, the woman don't even have that.
And although, like, people are going to take the piss out of him, and, like, you know, that's, like, he clearly is having fun with it. Like, if he likes taking care of himself, and he's not hurting anybody, then there's nothing really that wrong with it. Like, yes, it's really, really extra, but if this is what gives him confidence, then go with it, Paul. Unless he's a bit of a prick, then we can, you know, we can kind of turn the tides on this. They then go into this montage of Paul at the gym lifting some really heavy weights, and again, I definitely think he's requested this just to show, you know, he's got a macho side to him. Wow! Oh my god, he's so strong and so hairless! What a man! Oh, he's like the opposite of a gorilla! Oh, don't you just love a hairless man, ladies? I think I actually have more hair than him, just saying, right? Going a little bit of a tash right now, starting to be a man.
I look at people my age who have got big fat stomachs and stuff like that. I just couldn't be like that at all.
I couldn't be with someone like that.
I really wish that the people they were swapping with are just, you know, just have the record biggest tongue in the entire world. That would make me day, just to piss them off a little bit. So you can tell both of them really, like, love their image. They're really, like, they obviously care what other people think, and they kind of judge other people as well. They're definitely the type of neighbours that, like, comment on, like, other people living in the street. Oh, did you see him at the one? Yeah, right, they've got a new car, felt on finance, see, but it is. Right, not like ours, no. Oh, horrible colour that as well, it is, alright. Wouldn't catch me driving that if I was dead. Wait, that was like too specific, that like kind of seems like I do that, I don't care. Oh, not weekdays, when it's weekends, okay, it goes away. Now you're probably wondering how Paul affords all of this. Well, basically, he owns a 6-figure company, which is like a roofing company. He works a lot of hours, but when he's not...
Bob Ricks has correctly joined the channel.
Always on constant night outs with his friends. He apparently spends like no time with the kids, like they don't really have like a positive relationship, and he often chooses like going for a manicure or a pedicure or a sunbed over playing with the kids, which obviously that is a problem now. Like it's not a problem to do that anyway, but if you're choosing that over your kids, do your priorities really, you know, sit in the right place? I don't think so. You can always get a pedicure or a manicure, but you can never get the time back with your kids when they're that specific age, and they will always remember that as well. So hopefully this experiment gives them a better perspective on life, I guess we'll just see. Paul also refuses to do any housework at all, it's all left to Dawn.
It's all done for me, so the only household chores I had really is running my bar.
Yeah, I like to do that most of the time for you.
He's a proper lad, and he just lads. Oh, basically, right, me wife, like, she runs me bath and then she cleans it out afterwards. I've got a whip that half, honestly, I've got a whip. I'm like Indiana Jones in here, honestly. We then meet the family Dawn and Paul will be swapping with. These are called the Litchfields. This consists of both Lisa and Mick, and they have 3 children. Lisa is also a stay-at-home mom. She's actually an ex-bouncer, but she lost her job like a year ago, and since then she hasn't really been in work, and she just decided to stay at home with the kids. Her and Mick seem to have such a nice, wholesome relationship. Like, you can tell that they absolutely love each other. They definitely don't have as much money as what Paul and Dawn have, but they definitely seem to have a lot more love for each other. The way that...
Hi. Hi.
That's lush, okay. Trying to make us cry or something. What are you trying to do was, honestly, Lisa, will you sort yourself out? He also helps out a lot with the housework, which obviously is going to be really tough for when Lisa swaps places with Dawn, when she's going to have 0 help and a bigger house to clean. We find out that Mick earns £300 a week, and obviously this family survives off a sole income, and with having 3 kids, like, obviously there's not much money left over for, like, luxuries compared to what, like, Dawn and Paul have. Now, this money difference between the families causes so much drama later on in this episode. I think the biggest difference so far that we've learned about the Litchfields and the Keys is that the Litchfields really don't care about expensive items.
What cries your boy?
Just one of the labels that we bother. I said
What's wrong? As long as something looks clean and smart, whatever it is, I don't care.
And that's the best way to live your life. Like, honestly, I feel like if you are that way, then you're just happy because you're not trying to impress other people. I'm not saying like buying brands is no bad thing. Like, I love certain brands so much. But if you're buying brands just to impress other people, then it's not really for yourself and it's not happy. Like, if you like the clothes that you buy, then, you know, that's just the best way to be. Also, they say they're not bothered about brands. They're fully decked out in Adidas. I think someone's telling a few porgies. Lisa says
Canistream says,
change about
"Hot."
her life is her weight. However, mixed reaction to her weight is just really out there.
A biggish built person anyway, and I like
Okay. Alright, Romeo. Right, good choice of words there. Love it. Just like something to get hold of, you know, I love that just biggish.
Hot.
Just biggish. Yeah. Say that again, mate.
He absolutely adores me as I am.
you're not fat, you're just ugly.
Thank you, Pepsi Cola.
G-Day and good vibes.
Yeah, just cut
Randomly
it.
found your channel.
Honestly, this guy should write
Your
a
music
book.
actually
It's
sounds
just
slick.
So wholesome and so sweet.
From the
He's a
jump
fine
even.
guy. It's now the day of
You
the
also
summer.
have a
Ladies
great
are
look.
Getting ready to have
Good
sexual
luck.
contact with their families for 2 weeks while they spend their time in the other house. After they say their goodbyes and they're in the taxi, already Lisa is a little bit defensive about what Dawn's going to say about her home.
Good
She's a little
morning,
bit
good
worried
morning.
that Dawn's going to think that they're kind of dirty. However, when Dawn sees the area that she's staying in, that's what she's more focused on.
Looks slightly rough. Don't like it.
I love that she's dressed like Victoria Beckham during this time. She definitely gives the vibe that if she was young, like today, she'd be like a micro-influencer.
Oh, fucking God.
That's just a normal home. That is bigger than the home that I grew up in. And she went, oh, fucking mate, are you taking the piss? You call that a home? It's a bomb shelter, man. One thing I will say though, I know a lot of people who watch this show probably think she's a bit of an arse right now, and you know you're well within your rights to think that, but the one thing I really do appreciate in these social experiments
Gotta
that
wake
people
up.
used to do, you just see people for who they are, and it's so pure, and I do appreciate it from that level. But obviously she is being, you know, she is looking down on these people just because of where they live and their home, which makes her a little bit of a, you know, a bit of a knob. Now before they meet their new families, both Dawn and Lisa tour the homes like by themselves, just to, you know, be familiar with their surroundings and give their opinions. And a lot of the opinions that Dawn gives are so negative compared to Lisa's.
Is that them? They both look like models, don't they? That's them.
Oh, that's so nice. Like, usually with every single Wife Swap episode, as soon as they go in the homes, they're like, oh, no, I wouldn't have that in my home. Honestly, what you have in your home? No, I wouldn't have that in my home. It just ruins the vibe. Wouldn't catch me using that. It's just nice that we see one where they're actually giving compliments. I'm sure Dawn's the exact same.
Obviously, everyone to their own, but this definitely is not my type of home.
That was the nicest way possible of basically saying, yeah, I think this is a bit of a shithole if I'm honest. Just say what you feel, Dawn, okay? We're gonna judge you either way.
Well, if the woman thought of all this lot herself, she's absolutely A1 on decor. I love it.
Oh.
Oh my God, it's a hole in the ceiling.
Alright, well I guess, you know, say what you see, Dawn. That is a fair comment. That is a hole in the ceiling. You know, that is a big hole. I always remember in the flat that I grew up in with my mum, the kitchen had a hole like this, apart from the ceiling was actually like falling off it. Like the ceiling, I don't
Morning.
know why my mum just didn't like rip the ceiling off. She just kind of left it there.
Where
It
are
just
you?
created like a good vibe, honestly.
What's
like
up,
it just kept you
sunshine?
on your
Good
toes,
morning.
you know, you just appreciated the bits of the ceiling that were there. If anything, it just gives you easy access to more storage. Okay, they're just being
LOL.
smart.
I had to reconnect everything
Sorry,
this
you're being a
morning
bit
because I
dramatic now.
closed it all
What
last
makes
night.
you feel sick? Genuinely, like, what was there? There's just walls. What is particularly making you sick about the walls, love? I know that parrot's gonna be an absolute prick in this. And you know what? I don't actually feel guilty calling a parrot that. Like, what's it gonna do? Unless it, like, watches this video and then it kind of haunts us once it, you know... I don't really feel guilt about saying that, if I'm honest.
Oh, wow. It's really beautiful.
It's disgusting.
Are you off today, sunshine?
Everything that Lisa has said about the home is so nice, and Dawn hasn't said one nice thing about Lisa's home. When Lisa watches this back, I know she's going to be
Yeah.
fuming.
I couldn't have my kids living like this, no way.
What,
Nice.
because they've got bunk beds? I think that's a pretty normal thing within a lot of houses that have, you know, quite a few kids. It's just a good thing. Like, it just means, like, you don't have to pay extra for a house for another room. Why not just stack your kids up? Have you never seen Step
Just
Brothers?
stack
I was off Friday too.
The most fun activity
Why not
ever.
just
They
stack
then
your
both react
kids
to the
up?
manuals they've wrote for each other and the rules on how they like to look after their home. The wives have to follow these rules for the first week, and then in the second week they get to implement their own rules in the
nice,
new house.
Sunshine.
And honestly, this rule change creates so much divide and drama in this episode. It's wild.
Mick isn't bothered by his appearance. Oh my god.
I know she's being a knob, but I can't really find that funny. What, he doesn't look at himself in the mirror? Oh, what an ogre! Does he live under a bridge as well?
Just have to have a crease down the middle, and his shirts need a crease down the arm. I'm gonna ruin his clothes.
I'll just tell him loads of jokes then. Sorry, I'm in a funny mood.
I usually buy Mick's and the kids' clothes from Asda in Dagenham Sunday Market.
Look at her face, man. Like, she's definitely someone that judges people as soon as they meet them based on what they're wearing. Nothing wrong with buying your clothes from George, right? Some bangers in there. Or go to Tesco and go to F&F. Oh, have you ever put a pair of boxers on from F&F? Oh, don't know until you try it, honestly. It's like they're being cooked by a cloud. Anyway, don't know what I'm saying. Seems like this is a brand deal, it's not. But if Tesco, if you're watching, right, I could do with the money. That's all I'm saying. Also, later in this video, I'm going to tell you how much the people actually got for appearing on this episode of Wife Swap. Because I didn't even know they got paid for being on this show.
I'm very conscious of my weight, especially living with a bodybuilder. He's gonna hate me.
I
Hello.
always rate how the producers managed to get two totally contrasting
What's up, Jesse?
families.
How you
they
doing?
never fail with
Good
Wife
morning.
Swap. Like, every single episode is a banger. I really wish they brought this TV show back today and I was the narrator. I'm just saying, whatever media network is thinking about that, please, just give me a call, please. After this, it's now time for the women to meet the families that they're going to be staying with for the next 2 weeks. And I feel like Dawn and Mick's meeting is a lot more awkward than what Lisa and Paul's is.
Thank you. Thanks very much. Thank you very much.
Well, I didn't even ask your name. Sorry.
It's alright, it's okay.
So sorry, I didn't even ask your name. Why do I feel like this wasn't Mick's idea to come on this show? I feel like he's been dragged on it by Lisa. Also, is it a red flag if your partner wants to go on Wife Swap? That's a question I'm going to let you answer in the comments. I'm going to say yes. Because why would you want to spend time with another... Especially like on previous episodes we've reacted to where the people have only been together for like 3 months. It's like, you have a lot of trust. Now I've mentioned Dawn judges people as soon as she meets them. However, Mick is also doing the same with her. He just presumes that she's like this multi-millionaire and has came from money all of her life. Now obviously she is like kept and stuff, but like he knows nothing about this person really. Like you don't know like what her life story is. But he's kind of made up in his own mind what he already thinks of her. Their connection just seems really frosty compared to Lisa and Paul's, as they seem to have chemistry straight away.
Shit, your missus is gonna be so.
Oh, mate, don't say it. Listen, look at your acting.
It's clean and tidy if it's small.
Paul seems really sound. Like, I know he's very vain, and you know, he obviously doesn't spend much time with his kids, which is an issue, but to talk to him, like, initially, I'm like, I don't think these two are going to have a problem. But I know they do later on. But, like, initially, I'm like, they look like they could get on, like, a house on fire. Overall, my initial impression of the 4 people taking part in this experiment, I actually think Paul seems the nicest personality-wise out of everyone.
Getting on blinding with the children makes me feel happy. It makes me feel relaxed. If it carries on like this, I'll be happy.
Like, straight away, he's just being really nice about her. We've seen in previous Wife Swap episodes that we've reacted to, where, like, the men straight away go, God, she's ugly and shit. I know, I really, you know, kind of dealing with the bare minimum here. But it's just nice that, like, he's trying to make her feel as comfortable as possible, and she also is trying to reciprocate that energy. However, Paul has actually organised a night out straight away for him and Lisa. However, not together. Paul is going out with his mates to the snooker club, and Lisa's actually going on a night out with Paul's sister-in-law, who is Dawn's sister. They've just got a babysitter for the kids, which is kind of incredible. Like, imagine if your own sister having to go out with this random woman who has replaced your sister in a family dynamic. That's just such a strange, spontaneous thing to do. I'd be like, I'm not going out with her, I don't know her. She might be a killer. She might be a murderer for all I know. Lisa's also really bemused because Paul's give her 40 quid for the night out.
So now you get a drink, yeah, have a nice evening.
I will do. I suppose that's all mine for the night. He didn't ask for any change.
Isn't it mental that back when this was filmed, you could go out with 40 quid and still have like significant change left? I feel like now every single time you go on a night out, drinks are so expensive. 40 quid wouldn't even get you like 3 or 4 drinks. Unless you're a pint drinker and, you know, you're just kind of built different. Now when Paul is talking on his night out,
I bet bars are making so much money now with inflation.
Going to be a breeze because he's got a really infectious personality and can get on well with anybody he talks to.
It's a gift that maybe
There's
someone's
no way
given
they're
you.
paying like $100 for a bottle.
Let's enjoy it.
Now, I definitely think
shots are
meeting
definitely
someone
like
for one
$10
day
or
and
more.
having to live with them for 2 weeks is 2 totally different things. Like, you can have a best friend who you've been best friends with for all your life, but if you move in with them, you might end up resenting that person because you're not just seeing the good bits of them, you get the whole of them and stuff that will just kind of clash with how you like to live. So I think he's being too optimistic here. I feel like they're gonna have loads of issues judging how they actually like to live their lives when they're home. Meanwhile, Dawn and Mick are having a night in, just eating their tea together, and the overall atmosphere of this house is just really awkward. Like, it's quite quiet, there's a lot of silence. The only time they really have a back and forth with the whole family and the kids is when the kids are basically begging Dawn to get them a hamster when it's rule week change. As they're not allowed any pets, and Mick says that under no circumstances are they allowed a hamster in the home. So I feel like we just need to wait and see what
My kids
Dawn
want a
does, because
ferret.
they've left this in for a reason. I imagine in rule week change, shit's gonna go down. It's now the full first day of the swap, and the person struggling the most, surprisingly, is Mick. He's
Nice.
only been able to have like 3 or 4 hours sleep because he's
Nice.
constantly thinking about his woman with another man.
I had a ferret.
There's a little bit of jealousy.
Tyson, what are you doing?
Someone else's husband that's got money.
Oh, yeah, did you like it?
She's to the life that she's always wanted.
Named
I
Rascal.
honestly think that's a fair thing to be worried
What are you
about,
doing in there?
know? Like, obviously him and Lisa are secure, they've got a family together, but your mind probably does play tricks on you, especially in such a weird social experiment, and I definitely don't
He's
think
looking at me like, what do
he's
you
the
want?
one comfortable with participating in this. And I know you can look at this from loads of different ways, but I think it's kind of endearing. It shows that he cares about her. Like, it's not
Like a
totally
cat and a dog
it's
mixed.
totally normal, in my opinion.
Yes, he was so
Around
cute.
these thoughts. Again,
Like
it's
a
never
cat and a dog
confirmed
mixed.
whether they have to sleep in the same bed. Sometimes they don't.
My kids
sometimes
want
they
one, but
do.
every time
So
we
his
go to the
mind's
pet
gonna
store,
be
they're just
running away
they're
with
pooping.
itself. And this is only the first day, so it's going to get worse as the time when they're spent away from each other increases. However, little does Mick know, so far he's got nothing to worry about, as before Lisa even had a chance to wake up, Paul's out the house at the time.
He used the litter box.
Bed is just part of
Smelly.
the regular beauty regime he believes is well earned.
I love this bloke. I've never seen a bloke take care of their appearance so much than this. Honestly,
Smelly.
Mick, I don't feel like you've got anything to worry
Yeah, I
about.
don't want no
Both of
more
the wives
smells.
then spent their entire day cleaning the homes. Lisa has so much more to do than usual, and obviously she's got no help from Paul. Whereas Dawn has finished all the chores by 12 p.m. because usually she's got a lot more to do. Obviously, there's like the difference of the size of the houses as well.
Paul doesn't do anything around the house, which I find totally sort of like unreal. I feel all men did something, like wash a cup or something.
Yeah, we're really scraping the barrel here. Like washing a cup. That's nout. And it's only the first day, by the way, and you can tell Lisa is
Sports
already
better.
done with living here.
She's already feeling the strain.
Piss off.
Run me a snow. I'm too poor to be betting my money away.
Parrot's just being nice, going, oh, you're right, love, will you? Fuck off, honestly, always chirping on you. Yep, cat. Oh, nah. See, I'm not a fan of Lisa anymore. You've lost my love.
You need
Stop
some
staring
canna.
at the parrot, okay? Right? I turned a blind eye to it, right?
Need some
Keep
money
it
or
cat.
need some
I can't
canna?
tell them, right? You can't tell them to piss off. This is where they live. If anything, you should piss off. They were here first. Bloody kicking that cat.
Always need some money.
Anyway, all the time, it's like Paul's routine, very fucking annoying household to live in.
One thing I do find interesting as well is like the dynamic of the roles of the
Canna.
women within the household. Like now, I think if they did wife swap, it would be a
I
lot
got
different.
some.
Like back when they used to film this show, it's so wild that one parent was able to stay at home full time. Like, you know, one person's wage would like suffice what the bills were.
Can I
'Cause obviously now times have changed so
chameleon?
much in the period of like 20 years where, you know, a lot of families aren't like this anymore. And it's just so interesting to look back at this time and
Where you
realise that
from,
this was
Ramius?
just normality, and it was only like a short period ago. Now moving on, Lisa at this point is basically a broken woman. The thing that finishes her off even more is when she has to go on a tour of the garden to pick up all the dog poop, and she vomits multiple times.
Rumius, do I know you? It seems like you just started
If you don't have any
your
pets, like,
account.
it's probably a bit minging picking up the poop, but I feel like, I don't know if it's just because I've always had pets and had to do this, I feel like she's overreacted a little bit here.
I kind of
Oh,
just
if you don't know
started
how
on
to do
here
this
too.
Before, I imagine it probably is, you know, a disgusting feeling. But it's not like she has to pick it up with her hands. Oh, love. I feel like now they should make a scoop up all of the sick in the garden. You know, like if anything, we're not really any further forward here because the poop's just been replaced with vomit. Oh, this is a lovely chat, isn't it? Should we invite Cameron around the house? They'll just talk about poop and vomit all night. That's class, that. Main crack. After she's picked up the poop, Paul then returns after his morning routine of pampering himself, and also he's been shopping and he's got loads of shopping bags with him. And right after this, Lisa has a full cooked meal for him. Like, this guy lives the life. He just basically has everyone in his life serving him. Now, unlike Paul, Mick actually likes to share his hobbies with his wife, so he takes Dawn fishing, and Dawn straight away just absolutely hates it. Just before we proceed, Donuts, if you haven't already, please do consider pressing the subscribe button, then you join the best community on the internet, the Donuts. And you also help us on our mission of 1 million subscribers on this channel. We're now over 600,000 and we're plowing. Okay, we're getting there closer. So if you
Fine,
want to
man.
subscribe,
I'll give you
I'd
a
really
subscribe,
appreciate it. So
dude.
with the Donuts.
That is one
Got
thing
you.
I'm not doing. You can say, do what you like. I'm not picking a maggot up.
You know what, I'm team Dawn for this, right? Dawn, I'm with you, to the dawn. I know this is an experiment, right? And I'll watch it. I'll watch you do it, right? You're the expert. Honestly, I'll clap you while you're doing it, but I'm not touching a maggot. If I have to touch a maggot, and even if I see it leave me hand, I'm gonna think it's all over me body. Like, I'll just never
Why was
get
the
that
maggot
feeling
pink,
off first,
though?
I just kind of do it.
Are
But
maggots,
Mick
like,
just doesn't
white?
really see this from Dawn's point of view, and he's getting really angry at her because she's not taking, like, an interest in his passion.
You've just got to sit and wait.
Sure have.
UK's got pink maggots, we got white maggots or something. What's going on?
She's so funny. She had like a comedic time and so it was the pause. I genuinely think
What'd
she
she
thinks
say?
they're going to be there for like 5 or 10 minutes. That you're going to be here for this, right, Dawn? I'm with you to the dawn. I know this is an experiment, right? And I'll watch it. I'll watch you do it, right? You're the expert. Honestly, I'll clap you while you're doing it, but I'm not touching a maggot. If I have to
Maggots.
touch a maggot, and even if I see
TF.
it leave me hand, I'm going to think it's all over me body. Like, I'll just never
They're
get that
fishing with
feeling
maggots.
off us. I just kind of do it. But Mick just doesn't really see this from Dawn's point of view, and he's getting really angry at her because she's not taking like an interest in his passion.
You've just got to sit and
I don't
wait.
know if that's a normal thing.
How long we got to wait?
She is so funny. She had like a comedic time and so it was the pause. I genuinely think she
You.
thinks they're going to be there for like 5 or 10 minutes. That you're going to be here for a few hours, love, until, you know, the night comes probably. Did you see how
Not
many
in
maggots
Florida.
were in that bucket? There wasn't just a couple.
I've
there
never
was
seen anybody do that
generations
here
of
either.
maggots. Grandfathers, sons, grandsons. You're going to be there for the long run, love.
I was his age.
Look at that creased man.
And
Yeah.
you haven't looked at that once, you've been looking over there. You're showing no interest whatsoever.
Oh, mate, bore off, will you? What, do you want her to just stare at the rod, just for hours, just without saying anything? What's wrong with taking in the scenery? I thought that's why we're here, right? To enjoy our surroundings. Silly, boring bastards.
I'm
And
asking
you're
about it.
asking out of the sake of asking.
No, I'm not. Because I'm asking.
You're asking for the sake of asking.
You're asking for the sake of asking. No, I'm not. I'm doing it for asking. You're asking. I feel like he's been a bit too sensitive here. Like, you know, she's probably just trying to make conversation just so it's not awkward. Like, what do you really want from her? I don't really understand. She's clearly taken an interest in what you're doing, but it's not enough for you. And this is really the start of the cracks between Dawn and Mick, which only grow bigger. Just from Mick's point of view, though, I do think he's probably a little bit more on edge because obviously the lack of sleep, and also just he's really insecure about his wife being with another man, so he might not be acting how he would act in his normal life. I know that's no excuse, but I'm just basically trying to offer a different perspective. And it seems like he's taken out his energy on Dawn because she's the only one kind of there to kind of listen to him. Whilst all of this is going on, Paul's actually give Lisa 60 quid to buy herself a nice dress because they're going for a family meal later on. Now, first off, why didn't he just take her shopping when he went shopping? Like, he returned with loads of bags earlier. Why didn't he just take her then and then he could have like helped? Secondly, can you imagine just going to a family
You can't
dinner
take
and you
women
bring,
shopping.
like, another woman
You
instead
can't.
of Dawn? Like, what's her in-laws gonna
Is
think?
he-
That dynamic
has he
must be
never-
so weak.
You can't go shopping with a woman. Or kids. It's bad. No kids, no woman. Go Go by yourself.
Yeah, like, oh yeah, this is just my new wife. Remember Dawn? Yeah, your daughter, yeah, sacked her off. Oh, honestly, I was sick of her. I was sick of her. Oh, can you buy us more Louis Vuitton? No, Dawn. No, I can't. I'd rather have a woman that kicks cats. Thank you very much.
Sometimes you look and think, geez, if that bird dropped a stone, a bit of decent clever on and done her face up now, she wouldn't be an salt.
He's a lovely guy, isn't he? Bless him. Oh, God, what a role model. Yeah, honestly, mate, if that fucking bird just dropped a couple of fucking pounds, she'd be a fucking stand-up. It's like, you're not a nice person if you think that way about a random person.
You'll
know,
get
that's
all
not
kinds
like
good
being
stuff
nice.
if you
Like,
shop
so much
WA
you
Women.
But I really feel like
No.
And deals LOL.
Lisa then returns
What'll
home
happen
from
is you'll get a
shopping
bunch
with
of
a
stuff
new
that you
dress.
don't
However, like, you
need.
can tell she's feeling really insecure. She feels like she's going to get judged at this family dinner because she thinks she's like a slob compared to these people. I definitely think she's probably just more aware of her appearance because she's in a household which pride appearance over everything. In the other house, Dawn and Mick are having another night in, and this is a Saturday night where Dawn would usually be out, and she's grown like ever fidgety because of Mick's lifestyle.
I've never once just sat here and I'm like, ooh, you know what I mean? I feel like,
Yeah.
not being horrible to you, but I feel like I've got to get out.
Now I understand that, and like if that's your lifestyle, completely, you're gonna feel just kind of on edge, and you're gonna have all this pent up energy. But going out, especially on a Saturday night, costs money, and clearly, like Mick and Lisa have talked about how they don't really have any spare money, so they probably just spend their time in together because obviously, you know, they're just more comfortable in their own company, and they don't feel like they have to go out and spend money to kind of prove their love to each other, which is just like, this is why you're in this experiment.
Well,
So
the
live
guy
on
spends
someone
his time
else's lives and
fishing
appreciate
rather
your
than
life when
trying
you
to
return.
make a
Mick then
living,
tells
so-
Dawn that Lucy's dream life is to have a lot of money and live in a big house and just be comfortable. And you can tell that this is really playing on his mind that Lisa is staying with Paul, who has a lot more money than what he does.
She's got the high life. Good luck to her. If she's enjoying herself, good luck to her. I'd be lying if I said I wasn't jealous.
He is really trying to kind of open up the Dawn here, like he's really trying to learn more about what her life's like. You can tell he's really insecure and he really hates that he's in this position. I think at this point he's convinced that Lisa's going to leave him after this. Maybe she does. We'll have to find out. If she does, she would obviously be an arse, but I hope she doesn't. And at this point you can tell the tensions in both families are kind of just bubbling to the surface and it's about to blow up. I can just feel it. It's going to happen any minute. Mick then does a solo interview to the camera and it's just like really uncomfortable viewing as he gets really emotional.
And she'll be wine to the kind, and they'll be drinking champagne.
Sorry, I shouldn't. I don't know why I laughed there. I thought he was going to say 69 as well. I don't know why. That's just my mind. You know, Lisa's out there getting wine, dime, 69.
And it really hurts knowing her husband's giving her things that I don't.
I have such contrasting
Bro, you're
emotions here.
fishing with
Firstly,
fucking
I
maggots.
really sympathise with him because obviously he wishes that he could give Lisa this life. Like,
Go
this is
do
his
something
dream to
besides
provide
fishing.
the best possible life for his family, and at the minute he can't do what Paul can do. So obviously you're gonna feel, you know, inferior. You're gonna feel insecure. You're going to just have so many emotions running through you, especially if you love this woman so much. You just don't want to lose her, and you just want her to know how much you love her. I totally understand that, but it's just the way that he's kind of saying it. It's just, I don't know. I can't put like a finger on it.
It's like a cancer eating away from inside out.
It's just very dramatic, is what I'd say. It's almost like Jon Snow giving a really emotional talk to, like, you know, all of the men that are under him in Game of Thrones. It's like a cancer that's inside of you, just ripping you. I'm probably being a bit harsh here, but it seems a bit like a performance. At this point, Mick has completely gone off the rails, like he just can't handle this anymore, and I think we're only like a day in at this point. So he's now decided that his last resort to kind of fix his head is to open up to Dawn.
What?
This guy, man! He's so unintentional. It's the... So... Oh, yo, fucking good. Again,
Things like you said, like Mummy's going to be taken out for dinner and she's going to be drinking this and she's going to be... That is hurting me.
Is it?
Yeah.
I can tell Dawn just isn't there for him, is it? Right, mental note. Gonna use that more often. Okay.
But you know why? Listen.
Okay, I'm laughing, but it's just, you know, this is really, I really do
This-
feel
this
for him,
man feels-
because it's,
seems
you
like
know,
really pathetic.
It must be ripping him up inside, because he is a really hard worker. He works 6 days a week, and I believe he puts up fences for people. So, you know, he's a grafter. He's a real grafter and he's really trying. And unfortunately, you know, just like the hand he's been dealt, he isn't able to provide the life that, you know, he knows Lisa wants, and this is just probably really ripping him up inside. I really do feel for him.
I do understand what you're saying. You'd love to give her that dream, but you never know what's round the corner.
Yeah, this is really, really sad. This is really sad. I just feel bad that he's been put in this position. Really, I don't think that he is. I don't think he's solid enough in his relationship with Lisa mentally to have been put in this position in the first place. A positive of this, it just shows how much he really loves her and adores her. And when Lisa and Tim watch this back, Lisa's going to realise, like, God, he really does love us. And that's going to be a really nice moment. And at the end of the day, like, someone can have all of the money in the world, but you can't buy that feeling that two people have, no matter how much money you have. Like, people can fake the feeling if they want to be within money, but the connection that Lisa and Mick have, money can't buy, and that is so much stronger than any financial gain. Now, you would think, after seeing, you know, Mick really cry like this, Dawn would have a little bit of sympathy for him. However, quite the opposite. Oh, Dawn, have a little bit of that. A little bit of heart. The bloke's just opened up his
I didn't
heart
hear
here.
what she said.
Nah, he's a bit of a fucking crybaby, isn't he? With the waterworks, all the dramatic, wasn't it?
I realised Mark holds a pocket geezer. He ain't no bleeding wolfie like him next door.
Well, that's not very kind of you, Dawn. Also,
I can't tell what
like,
she's saying.
just because your fella goes to the gym and, you know, is strong and doesn't spend any time with you, doesn't mean that he's more of a man than what Mick is. Mick is always there for his family. Mick spends every single free time he has with his family, and all he's done is kind of just spoke emotionally here. That doesn't mean he's not a man, right? Like, I don't understand why you think that Paul is more of a man than what Mick is. Just because Mick opens up emotionally and Paul doesn't. You literally called your man a woman in the intro, so what does that make Mick? But just to deep this as well, like, you know, when people are watching this show, when this came out, and we talk about, you know, how it was hard for men to open up about feelings, because this was broadcasted on, you know, national television when there wasn't Netflix, there wasn't all of these streaming services, so millions of people would watch this live, and that is, you know, subconsciously getting feeded in to men that if they open up, they're going to be, you know, called the names that Dawn's called them. Yes, granted, he's probably overreacting and being a bit over emotional for what is actually going on, but that's just how he feels, and he's valid to feel that way, even if he is a little bit insecure. Not even a little bit, a lot insecure. Anyway,
Going to cut my grass before it starts raining again.
Lisa and Paul
BBS.
have a night out with their family, so they've got a big
Have fun.
hangover, and Lisa's decided to sleep in, and Paul is fuming with her.
7 o'clock, 7:30. Dawn would have been up.
Standards are dropping, and Paul's frustration is running high.
Yeah, right. Living with someone is totally different to just spending some time with someone for a couple of hours. Because you really grind on people's gears if you don't match.
Yeah.
Also though, Paul, if you're up, can you not, like, possibly, you know, like, in your, like, could you not do some stuff? I know that's not part of the experiment, and Lisa is supposed to get up, but you can't just, you know, put the plates in the dishwasher or clean the plates yourself.
Maybe other people live like this, I don't know. I really don't know.
Look at the daughter laughing.
Twice a day, look. That ain't been cleaned for fucking 3 days or 2 days.
This is the positive of this show. It makes people like Paul really appreciate how important, like, Dawn is in his life, because he might take her for granted sometimes, and this has really kind of emphasised how much he does. Like, I've said this in a couple of wife swap videos that we've done, but people think stay-at-home mums have it so easy, and it's not until stay-at-home mums actually, you know, remove themselves from the household that you realise how important they are to the house, and without them the whole thing just falls. Meanwhile, Dawn is left in the house by herself because Mix took the kids out for the entire day, so she's just, like, bored. She's got the total opposite problem to what Lisa has. Now, Lisa has eventually got up, and she was meant to cook a Sunday dinner for the entire family today, but she tells Paul that she's not going to be able to do it in time to fit in with his schedule, because obviously he's got, like, going out with his mates, he has gym, like, he only has, like, a couple of hours to eat this dinner. He, like, you know, he pencils it in to spend time with his family, and unfortunately we're just going to run over, so he can't. She also tells Paul that they don't have any bacon trays. Now, obviously Paul doesn't cook at all in this house, so he doesn't know where the bacon trays are. He's asking the kids, they don't know, and he eventually finds them in the oven, which is kind of weird, because surely that would be the first place that Lisa would check, unless she just can't be asked to check. But you can really see how these two, especially with a hangover, they're starting to grate on each other. I think they genuinely dislike each other now.
Yeah, she's just left as it is, comes back, dinner's got to be at a certain time, he's going fucking football. I'll tell you what, it's a load of crappy bollocks.
A load of crap and bollocks.
This is just peak British television. Alright, okay, fuck off while you're at it, will you? They're both just doing the little faces to each other. This is peak TV. It doesn't get better than this. So funny because when I research for these episodes, I always try and pick the best ones, and this one had like all of the comments going, this is hands down the best ever episode of Wife Swap, and I'm starting to see why. And it's only gonna get worse from here. Because it's not much better in the other house as Dawn is starting to really get fed up with Mick. It's not getting much better in the other house as Dawn is starting to really get upset with Mick's house.
Fucking rubbish
Does
in
he-
the front garden.
Edit. He messed up on his edit there. He didn't realize he did that twice.
Right, rough joint.
It's not even that bad. It's literally just a normal estate with a road. You'd think she was walking through the Bronx the way she's speaking. Genuinely, love, you need to come to like some part of Newcastle. This will seem like Hollywood compared to there.
I'm not stuck up, but fucking hell, I couldn't defend it. I want to go back to my fairy tale.
What's wrong with it? Like, genuinely, look at it. What is wrong with this place?
Now Paul's getting on with a big mother. She's living a life of fucking Riley back at mine.
Now she's starting to target her anger towards, you know, Lisa, who she's never met before, and, you know, she shouldn't really have any resentment towards her, because she's done nothing to her, really. Like, they're both in the same predicament here. Calling her the big mama, or whatever she said there, there's just no need for it. Like, why are you now targeting your resentment towards her? Now, speaking of Paul, he's actually had to take the cleaning into his own hands, and basically break the rules of Wife Swap, and just kind of not abide by the current laws that they usually run the house
Melon
by, because the
munching, I
house is
missed
just
that
getting so
follow
messy
last
because
night.
Lisa's not doing anything. And that is annoying. Like, the whole point of going on this show is to live how somebody else lives their life, so if you're not going to put the effort in, what's the point in even coming on? Even the kids are noticing how dirty the house is now.
It's messy. Look, she hasn't taken the plug out of the car from last night.
That is really interesting because, you know, it seems like this family treat Dawn more like a slave than a mom. Like, taking the plug out of the bath, like, anybody can do that. That's not a job, but it's just expected that Dawn's gonna do it because she kind of cleans up after everyone. And I know that's just a child, and like, children only know of their parents, but it's just quite sad the way that Dawn kind of is unappreciated in this house. Now, to add to the issues that Paul's currently facing, a fox in the middle of the night has actually gotten into the bins, and now rubbish is all over the back garden.
Oh, for fuck's sake. Fucking give up.
Oh yeah, a fox. Yeah, definitely a fox, not a producer trying to just really, you know, piss him off. That was definitely a producer that did that. No chance that was a fox. They were in the production room like, okay, how can we kind of just add more spice?
It
We'll
looked
just
like
go
a
in,
fox
just throw it
running
in.
out.
Great,
As you
yeah.
talked
In the middle
about.
of the night as well, so they won't suspect anything. When they've got a hangover as well, so they won't wake up. A bloody fox. Good one, Wife Swap.
I don't understand why he's moaning about picking up a bit of rubbish on his own property. What did he want me to do it?
Now again, Lisa, I agree with you. Like, I agree. But unfortunately, the first week is abiding by the current house's rules. So yeah, like, you have to do it, unfortunately, even though you don't like it, because now it's time for the second week, because then in the second week you can implement your own rules and change it. Now, speaking of that, it is actually now time for the rule change week, which obviously is just going to cause so much uproar. Like, already they're at their wits' end with each other, both couples. This is just going to turn it up to the max. Now, like
I
I've
feel like
previously
this is how
mentioned, the
every
rule week change
episode is.
basically allows the wives to implement their rules on how they live their home at home into their new home, if that makes sense. I feel like I made that more confusing than it was. Now I'm just debating which husband is going to lose their mind first. I feel like I'm going to go for, maybe it's an underrated pick, I'm going to go for Mick. I feel like Mick's going to find it a lot harder than Paul. Now, Dawn doesn't mess about. Her first call of action during the rule week change is to buy the kids a hamster. Now, you will know from the start of this video, Mick made one thing clear, that they weren't allowed to have any pets, especially a hamster.
It probably might look like it, but hard luck. The house rules are changed. It's my turn now.
And although I do like this, that she's buying the kids a hamster, like, this is just for a week, the rule change, right? Like, a hamster survives more than a week. So I really hope that they do take care of this hamster and they have the ability to take care of this hamster. I know it's just a hamster, okay? And I might be overreacting here, but if they're not going to take care of it, that's going to live a very sad life. Now, despite Lisa not following any of the rules in Dawn's handbook that she left her, Paul has decided that he's going to give Lisa's rules a fair crack. Whatever she throws at him rules-wise, he's going to just take it as it is and just really give it his full effort.
And I'll go for everything, and I will give everything the best shot. Like, I don't care if I've got to go and, I don't know, cut the grass or...
I love that he's talking about these chores as if it's like going to war in Vietnam or something, like back, you know, in time. Yeah, honestly, I don't care if I've got to go to Dunkirk. I'll do it if Lisa wants us to. The stuff he's mentioning are such simple things like just cutting the grass. So
Best viewers on streambo.com. Remove the space at IP12QJDQ.
It is good though that he actually is going to give it like 100% because he easily could have said, well, you didn't, you know, like being petty about it and be like, you didn't follow Dawn's rules, so why should I follow yours? It's good that he actually is, you know, following the rules of this. Otherwise, like, what's the point of even entering this, like I said? Now, Lisa's first point of action, now she can implement her own rules, is to buy Paul
What's up,
a lot
Jenny?
of cheaper clothing, like more cheaper shoes, more cheaper clothes, like cheaper t-shirts, cheaper trainers, so that he can be less vain. She also has set up another tactic so that he can't look at himself anymore.
Paul Keys makeup. These trainers, I wouldn't have even bought these for myself then. The nastiest section of the head.
Wait, so you're just punishing him here? Did you say you wouldn't even buy these for yourself, the nastiest trainers they had? So you're punishing him like this? You're just trying to make his life a living hell here because you feel like your life's been made to be a living hell.
So what we're going to do, kids, yeah? Is cover up the mirrors. Stop your dad posing so much.
Okay, that's pretty funny. Oh my god, that's funny. Even though it's a stupid thing, this might actually like help Paul possibly tone it down a little bit because obviously, you know, he takes so much pride in his appearance, which is fine.
What are you
But
up to,
because
Jenny?
he's eating into his time with the kids, he does need to draw back a little bit. Maybe he can miss a pedicure or a manicure here and there. Now, I definitely think Lisa is trying to get Paul to like overreact and get angry. However, his reaction when he sees this is actually pretty surprising.
You gotta turn on your founder badge.
I still look good in that.
This is not what Lisa wants. Lisa wants him to, you know, bicker. She's not winning unless he's fallen for a trap. She's definitely trying
Working
to make him
pensive
kind of
face.
be angry on camera
yeah.
so that she seems like the good one. Now, back in Mick's house, he set something up as a celebration for the
I had to
room
wake up
change to
6
kind
to
of
get the
lower
kids
the
ready.
tension in the house. And honestly, when I say this is such a curveball. It's arguably the biggest curveball in wife swap history. Like, you could have given me 100 guesses what he's done here. I wouldn't have picked this. Also, if you haven't already, please do drop a like on this video because apparently it helps us. I don't know how, but yeah, it only takes 2 secs. Thank you very much.
This is just a little joke between the kids and myself. She seems to think I'm a bit rough and ready, so I thought I'd dress up for her tonight.
Okay, Slay Queen, go for it. This is what you want to do. Fair play. You go for it, fella. I don't think it's a bad thing at all. I'm just surprised. Like, he just didn't. I know you shouldn't judge a book by its cover, but I just never would have expected him to just be so comfortable
what he
in this
does.
attire. Do you know what I mean? It was never alluded to at all.
Hello, are you
Morning.
Well, I heard the rumour that you seem to think that I was like a bit
Good morning.
rough and never dressed up. So
That's not the first time that he's wore that. He's too into the character, man. Like, he's too... Unless he's practiced in the mirror, like, for a couple of hours before and really got his character down, this bloke has wore that attire before. I feel like his way of saying, oh, this
That's
is
what
a
I'm
celebration of Rule Week change is just an excuse for him to put it on telly. I feel like he just wants to show off here.
Posh dress, that's what I like to say.
Do you like kick better?
Like, she wasn't even fair. She was like, oh yeah, cool. Well, I think you look good. Well,
yeah, but I have to
Lisa
get
can sit both
the
families
views
down
on
and
Twitch
set
also.
out all the rules that they're going to change this week.
Mick needs to be a bit more of a man than a woman.
That's a little bit kick in the teeth, isn't it? You know, you didn't have to say it when you was
Kick pays better than all of them. It's 95%.
Too much on your appearance. I want to see how you look in ordinary cheap clothes. Can you be the same person or are you all front?
That's actually quite a good one. You know, that's a good one because it actually might make them kind of realise, oh, I don't need to like spend 500 quid on a t-shirt. Like, I can still wear a 10 quid t-shirt and actually still feel the same. Dawn then reveals to the family her brand new purchase she made earlier, and Mick is fuming.
now I said no.
Why is he taking it?
Don't worry, don't worry.
Why are you taking it? You could have put it outside. It's not it.
Are you live on Twitch right now?
Well, you
Too.
can't leave it out in
Yeah.
the dark. Well, you can, Mick. He's just walked up. I'm just like, oh, help me, come on, please, like it's proper.
Anytime I'm on
Would you
here,
mind
it's gonna
just
be
a
on
night
YouTube
till I
and
find
Twitch
somewhere
at the
to
same
stay, on
time.
Airbnb or something, please just give us a night here. And this is the worst possible thing Dawn could have done for both Dawn and Mick's relationship, because the argument just becomes so toxic from here.
If you don't like it, there's the door.
You are what you are as you stand,
Yeah.
Gaz.
What, a woman?
Have a look at my husband, that's the man who your wife's with.
Oh, yeah?
Wait, what'd she say?
Oh, her brand new purchase should be, look what you got, Mick! He's just walked up. I'm just like, oh, help me, come on, please, like it's proper cold out. Would you mind just the night till I find somewhere to stay on Airbnb or something? Please just give us a night here. And this is the worst possible thing Dawn could have
Let
done
me see
for
is my
both
work
Dawn
computer
and
lets me
Mick's
sign into
relationship,
Twitch
because the
hugging
argument just
face.
becomes so toxic from
Okay.
here.
If you don't like it, there's the door.
You are what you are as you stand,
Yeah.
Gaz.
What, a woman?
Have a look at my husband, that's the man who your wife's with.
Oh, yeah?
Oh, shit. Dawn was literally like, yeah, if you want to know what a man is, right? My husband's a man, and that's who your wife's with. I dropped that on repeat back, by the way. I'm not that rich to just destroy that. Didn't really need to tell you that, though. Right, that was quite striking, that wasn't it? What's to me? Also, I've just realised, like, they've got a cat, which has never been mentioned. So why are they so bothered about a little hamster if they have a cat? I do see this from both perspectives, though, because I imagine, like, a lot of times when kids have pets, it's often the parents' duty to actually keep them alive. Like, it always falls into the parents. Like, they say they get it for the kid, but it's the parents' job. So Mick's probably just a bit pissed off because, you know, he might not have the time to look after a hamster as well, even though they take no time at all, really. But anyway, back to that comment. She has said that in the heat of the moment when she's so angry because she knows that's Mick's insecurity, that, you know, the person that Lisa is with is more of a man than him, earns more money than him. He will be fuming with that. That is so cruel to say that.
Don't argue with me, because you're fucking arguing the wrong fucking person.
Right, well, you know where the door is, Dawn, so please leave my house.
It's the fact he's dressed like that when he hasn't been dressed like that the entire episode. This episode is just mental. What's going on?
I've taken enough shit off you, and I'm a stranger coming to the house. You gonna let him have the hamster?
Yes, she can have the hamster.
Right, end of story.
Now that is a good point that Dawn brings up. Like, obviously it's a lot more uncomfortable for her than it is for Mick in the house, because obviously, like, she's the stranger in the house, so she doesn't have home comforts, and she's basically saying that she hasn't been made to feel that welcome. And I actually agree with her. Like, he has been very standoffish the entire time with her, and it's kind of made her uncomfortable. It's like such a stark difference to what Paul was like at the start with Lisa. And it's funny because at the start of this episode, I was thinking that Lisa and Mick would be the least insecure because they seem to have the strongest bond, yet it's actually Paul and Dawn who aren't insecure and are actually so solid in their relationship that they're not worried at all about their partner possibly cheating or anything. It's just interesting how these dynamics have kind of worked out as the show's progressed. Now you're probably thinking, she shut the door now, that's the argument done. However, you would be wrong. The argument gets so much worse from here, and it finally goes too far and ends in disaster. Because you read all of it. Sorry, who's that? I don't. Is that the? Sorry, I thought. Where's the makeup? Where's it good, fella? I don't know who you are anymore, man. It's like Clark Kent and Superman. I can't tell who's who.
Because I'm Lisa. I like a
No, you are not Lisa. You are far from Lisa.
Sue, right? I want to look like.
Just destroy that. Didn't really need to tell you. But angry because she knows that's Mick's insecurity. That, you know, the person that least.
Oh, yeah?
Or are you all front?
That's actually her brand new purchase she made earlier. And Mick is.
My bad, guys. I had to rewind a little
I
bit.
said no.
Where is he taking
Did you
it?
get it, Jenny?
Don't worry.
Where are you taking it? You could have put it outside. It's not its fault. The hamster's fault. Well, you could just leave it out in the dark where you can, Mick. He's just walked up. The hamster's like, oh, help me. Come on, please. Like, it's proper cold out. Would you mind just the night till I find somewhere to stay on Airbnb or something? Please just give us a night here. And this is the worst possible thing Dawn could have done for both Dawn and Mick's relationship, because the argument just becomes so
Wait.
toxic from here.
If you don't like it,
I
there's the
don't
door.
remember my login. Working on it.
Like, it's proper cold
Oh,
out.
okay.
Would you mind just the night till I find somewhere to stay on Airbnb or something? Please
keep
just give us a
missing
night
this.
here.
What
And
he-
this is
what
the
she
worst
said to
possible
him.
thing Dawn could have done for both Dawn and Mick's relationship, because the argument just becomes so toxic
What did I
from here.
miss?
If you don't like,
You know, he didn't have to say it when he was, you know,
Lovely.
Well, I heard the rumour that you seem to think that I was.
well, that he's too into the character, man. Like, he's too unless he this bloke has wore that. Cool. Well, I think you look. There's no need for that.
Focusing too much on your appearance. I want to see how you look in ordinary cheap.
A good one. You know that her brand new purchase she made earlier in Mick.
Don't worry, don't worry.
Why are you taking it? You could have put it outside. It's not its fault, the hamster's fault. Why you can't just leave it out in the dark? Why
I've missed this like 4 times.
The hamster's like, oh, help me, come on, please, like, it's proper cold out. Would you mind just the night till I find somewhere to stay on Airbnb or something? Please just give us a night here. And this is the worst possible thing Dawn
maybe
could
I
have
didn't
done
miss
for
anything.
both Dawn and Mick's relationship, because the argument just becomes so toxic from here.
If you don't like it, there's the door.
You are what you are as you stand,
Yeah.
Gaz.
What, a woman?
Have a look at my husband, that's the man who your wife's with.
Oh, yeah?
Oh, shit. Dawn was literally like, yeah, if you want to know what a man is, right? My husband's a man, and that's who your wife's with. I thought that would be back, by the way. I'm not that rich to just destroy that. Didn't really need to tell you that, though. Right, that was quite striking, that, wasn't it? Was for me. Also, I've just realised, like, they've got a cat, which has never been mentioned. So why are they so bothered about a little hamster if they have a cat? I do see this from both perspectives, though, because I imagine, like, a lot of times when kids have pets, it's often the parents' duty to actually keep them alive. Like, it always falls into the parents. Like, they say they get it for the kid, but it's the parents' job. So Mick's probably just a bit pissed off because, you know, he might not have the time to look after a hamster as well, even though they take no time at all, really. But anyway, back to that comment. She has said that in the heat of the moment when she's so angry because she knows that's Mick's insecurity, that, you know, the person that Lisa is with is more of a man than him, earns more money than him. He will be fuming with that. That is so cruel to say that.
Don't argue with me, because you're fucking arguing the wrong fucking person.
Well, you know where the door is, Dawn, so please leave my house.
It's the fact he's dressed like that when he hasn't been dressed like that the entire episode. This episode is just mental. What's going on?
I've taken enough shit off you, and I'm a stranger coming to the house. You gonna let her have the hamster?
Yes, she can have the hamster.
Right, end of story.
Now that is a good point that Dawn brings up. Like, obviously it's a lot more uncomfortable for her than it is for Mick in the house, because obviously, like, she's the stranger in the house, so she doesn't have home comforts, and she's basically saying that she hasn't been made to feel that welcome. And I actually agree with her. Like, he has been very standoffish the entire time with her, and it's kind of made her uncomfortable. It's like such a stark difference to what Paul was like at the start with Lisa. And it's funny because at the start of this episode, I was thinking that Lisa and Mick would be the least insecure because they seem to have the strongest bond, yet it's actually Paul and Dawn who aren't insecure and are actually so solid in their relationship that they're not worried at all about their partner possibly cheating or anything. It's just interesting how these dynamics have kind of worked out as the show's progressed. Now you're probably thinking, she shut the door now, that's the argument done. However, you would be wrong. The argument gets so much worse from here, and it finally goes too far and ends in disaster. Because you make me all back. Sorry, who's that? I don't. Is that the? Sorry, I thought. Where's the makeup? Where's it good, fella? I don't know who you are anymore, man. It's like Clark Kent and Superman. I can't tell who's who.
This time, Lisa.
No, you are not, Lisa. You are far from Lisa.
Sue, right? What do you look like?
Just before we get into, you know, the exchange there, that child is trying to talk about, you know, 10 times there, and he's just, you know, the negative
That's
aura.
a child.
But he has, you gotta admit it, like, very negative aura on show from
I
that
did
child
it.
there, trying to butt in, just calling
Hey.
me, you know, can I say something? Nah, I mean, we've all been there.
You wouldn't want to look like that, don't you dare. You do not know me. You do not know Lisa. Right?
What a day to be a neighbour in this estate, by the way. Oh, generational time. She did go too far there, like far too far. Like, again, there's no need to take the piss out of Lisa. She's not here. She hasn't done anything. You're mocking her appearance. Of course he's going to react that way. It seems like Dawn says things because she knows she's going to get a reaction out of Mick. She really hits him where it hurts, and it's not very nice. But also, Mick also has to take some responsibility because the way he handles arguments is just so aggressive. He's been aggressive from the start, really.
I'm not Lisa, and I don't look like Lisa, because that's the whole idea of the wife swap, the opposites. We are two opposites, and he's got to accept that.
He's trying to save herself there a little bit by saying, oh, actually, man, like, I don't want to look like her because that's the point of the show. We know what you meant. You don't want to look like her because you don't think she's as attractive as you. That's what you meant, love. Also, who's this wild guy on a bike trying to be the main character? Get up! Unless you're going to give her a back at home. Get away. I feel like the only person that has dealt with the rule change week, like, swimmingly is definitely Paul. Like, he's absolutely smashed it. And you can tell Lisa is just so annoyed that she hasn't been able to break him.
He reacted like Jack the Lantern to look good and come across like Mr. Nice Guy. I'll do that, I'll give it you go. Oh.
Now I actually think Lisa's acting really toxic here because she's not saying like off camera he's really nasty or nothing, because if he was being nasty off camera and then nice on camera, you can understand why she would be saying this, because he's kind of being fake. Yet throughout this entire show, he's just acted the same, really. Even when he's been annoyed, he's still being this same kind of laddie character. I feel like she's trying to get a negative reaction out of him to make him look bad, but he's just, you know, he's just being himself. I don't actually think he's doing anything wrong here, particularly. I just think Lisa's a little bit annoyed that she's found this a lot tougher than what Paul has. Paul has to cook tea for them on the night time, and Lisa actually says, like, the tea was actually really nice. But that also shows that Paul could do a lot more when Dawn is back, you know? Like, he could cook tea one night, but he just chooses not to, because, you know, he kind of just walks all over Dawn. Now, it seems like at this point, Lisa has kind of given up with the entire process of wife swap. Like, they're not even that many days into the process at this point. And she has broken the golden rule, the worst rule you can break on wife swap, and she has contacted her family back home before the period has ended with her being on the show. Her phone call is with her son, and her son's basically told her the entire argument that Dawn and Mick has just had. And just listening to Lisa, you can tell she is fuming with this.
Called him a fairy and that he's not a man. Take off all that caked cement that's on your face and be a real bloody woman.
God, they're really, really just trying to tear each other down here. Like, you know, like, looking at Lisa here, she has been really horrible. But from her point of view, she's like, she hasn't been there in the moment. She's just hearing that this random woman is, like, you know, being horrible to her husband, being horrible about her. She's probably gonna, you know, act really horribly back.
You're a superficial bitch. I can't stand you.
This is so wild. You haven't even met. I mean, you're going to meet face to face in a couple of minutes on this show, which I imagine is going to be absolutely wild, which I can't wait for. But saying that about someone you've not met. Now, while the phone call was happening, Paul was actually asleep in bed, and also what happened when he was in bed is Lisa has packed up all of her stuff. She's took the car, and she's on the way home.
Even if she'd go off for a drive or whatever, I can't have someone who's meant to be looking after my children come out like 1 o'clock in the morning and just drive off.
I feel like he's got a right to be annoyed because he's really, you know, put everything into this process. He's given his all, and Lisa really hasn't, and now she's just nicked off in the middle of the night. He has a right to be annoyed, in my opinion. Now at this point, back at Mick's house, he obviously, the last time we saw them, threw Dawn out because of the argument they'd had. Now Dawn is no longer at
What's
the
up,
property,
everybody?
but Lisa
Hello.
has actually arrived and is demanding access to
Tired
her own
already.
home, but they're not letting her in.
It's over. No, I won't. Let me in my ass. Let me in my ass.
This is the wildest episode ever, man. Imagine not being able to get access to your own home. The reason why is because Mick is clearly thinking about the appearance fee here. I mentioned in the intro I was going to tell you how much allegedly these people have been paid to go on the show, and apparently it's £1,000 per family.
Are you gonna
Now,
nap?
obviously,
I don't
contractually,
know.
you will have fulfillments, like you will have to actually, you know, do your full service to the episode. If you return home early, I imagine there's a break in the contract where they basically don't have to pay you. So that's why they're being like, "What? Like, look, just you're not coming in because we really want the £1,000 here. Think of all the manicures and pedicures we can get. Okay, we can have better nails than Paul." The show then wastes no time showing the couples getting reunited again. Like, usually you see them, but they haven't time, and that's what we get straight into. During this face-to-face, they basically talk about their experiences, and they also talk about what they don't like about each other's living situations. Now, this starts off with Lisa basically saying that Paul needs to do a lot more around the house, and he's basically like a lazy bastard. She says this straight to his face, but again, he kind of takes it on the
She
chin
did
and goes,
herself
"You know what,
up
I
more
really
for the
agree with
meetup
you."
than
And it
the
kind
whole
of starts
show.
off pretty civil, apart from Lisa like name calling a little bit.
What annoyed me about the rule change is the bloody enter. It was something that Lisa and myself had strictly forbidden.
Again, like, we didn't know that both of them had forbidden it prior, so they've probably said this, like, you know, in the meeting beforehand, the production meeting. And you can see the look on Dawn's face. She's done this because she knew she was being a menace. Now, obviously, when an animal's involved, I feel like it's a little far. It's not just a prank at that point.
I'm not Lisa, and I would never want to fucking look like Lisa with your words.
Oh, I don't remember that.
That pretty much, yeah, Dawn, that was it. You know, we can roll the tapes back, that's pretty much what you said. She's kind of shut the bed once she's in front of Lisa now, because she did say that in the heat of the moment and probably didn't mean it.
All I wanted to do after that night was just ring you up and apologise.
It was spare the moment, isn't it? Spare the moment.
Yeah, spare the moment. Like, you know, when I called you like a really ugly bastard, spare the moment, right? We're both the same. Are we best friends? I think we're literally the same person. Don't look like each other, but we're the same person. You know?
Being away from Lee absolutely didn't it?
Yeah, the way you did handle it.
Dude was
wasn't very
smoking
well.
cigarettes the whole
Right.
show.
I actually like that there's a lot of accountability getting taken here. Like, clearly they've all reflected on the situation and actually thought, maybe I didn't, you know, give the best account of myself. And obviously we can give criticism like I have throughout this episode. But again, I really, really appreciate that people are just being themselves. We see on Love Island, we see on all of the reality TV shows today, people are so superficial and they put on an act and they're not who they actually are. And it's just refreshing to see people who are flawed, because everyone is flawed in real life. No one is the perfect person, and this is what TV should be, representing actual people, so I do rate it.
We don't have your lifestyle, and I'll be frank, I wouldn't want it.
You're happy with that lifestyle, then good, you know, good.
I feel like maybe you wouldn't want the lifestyle, but I definitely feel like you would trade places possibly just to be more comfortable. Like, because we've seen from your insecurities that you would like to provide for your family, and I just don't think that Mick wanted to give Paul the satisfaction that he wants to be in his position, which is, you know, probably another insecurity, but it's just fair enough. If that makes him happy, that makes him happy. Both the couples then say their goodbyes to each other and then never meet again, thankfully. We then get an update from a few weeks after the show actually finished filming, and apparently Paul now spends a lot more time with the kids and, you know, kind of, you know, has cut down his routine of looking good, and this is backed up by Dawn, who actually says he plays with the kids all the time now and they've finally got the dad back. So this is such a positive from appearing on the show, because this has actually changed the lives of these children, and that's why I do love White Swap to an extent. It's one of my favourite shows because it is actually life altering. In the other house, apparently Mick is a lot cleaner now and actually does take care of his appearance. And also, talking about the way people look, Lisa now goes to the hairdressers often, and she looks a lot different, and you can tell that living in Paul's household is clearly
They just spent that £1,000, that's all they did.
in her eyes, like she actually takes
He didn't
pride
want
in the
that
way she
lifestyle,
looks.
but he spent
So
the
she's clearly taken
£1,000
something as well from
trying to
living
do the
with
things
Paul.
they
She
do.
also says she's a lot more confident in herself, so I guess again that's another positive thing that's happened here. We don't get a hamster update, unfortunately. I'm just praying that it's doing good. Alright, hopefully that's taking care of its appearance. And that is the end of the episode.
Oof.
Now, I did do a bit of research into finding out where these people are today, but when people, you know, aren't necessarily that out there on social media, they kind of want to live a more private life. I don't like to dig too.
I'm gonna go grab a monster real quick, guys. Oh, 1 second. I think my birthday's on Saturday. Something like that. 5 days.
Much, and that's very much the case with both Dawn and Paul. They don't really post too often publicly, so I didn't want to dive too deep. However, I have arguably the wildest update ever in one of our Wife Swap episodes with Mick and Lisa. Wait for this one. Reality TV slob Lisa Litchfield is a secret hardcore pop actress that people can't.
Mine is the 21st.
Okay, well, that's another curveball I didn't see coming. I think it kind of explains possibly
Of
why
what not?
Mick just had that outfit on hand. It's one of his aliases. Has starred in a variety of eye-popping explicit videos, romping in a black PVC corset with other men. Oh, but we're draw the line at having a hamster to her, writhing in ecstasy while her naked body is smeared in chocolate, which is then licked off.
How old are you gonna be?
Stop reading, I can't. I'm so intrigued.
19.
So horrified. What, Lisa? Really? I just didn't expect this from her. Groaning with pleasure.
Legal.
Yeah.
Welcome. Look at this guy.
Nice to meet you. Welcome to China. Welcome to Shanghai.
Thank you, sir.
So I heard you arrived yesterday.
I did.
So how was your flight? How's everything?
It was perfect.
How's the city?
Excellent.
How's Shanghai treating you?
Incredible. I love the city.
Did you get a chance to look around?
I did. We've looked around a little bit, yeah.
Oh, that's great. That's great. Your host notified in the White House. That's a tremendous idea. I like it so much. It's incredible. And is there a chance? Because I'm also a big fan myself. Is there a chance I can get a ticket, maybe invitation or something?
Yeah,
I would love to go.
I think we can get you in there.
Is that too much to ask?
No,
It's okay.
not at all. We'd love to have it.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you.
В Америке американских чемпионов вообще абсолютно не осталось. Единственное, Миран, но он рожден в Америке, но по факту он грузин. С чем ты связываешь упадок американских ММА? Просто они начали подписывать больше наших ребят, все из-за этого. Первые 4 строчки в рейтинге Палфа занимают ребята из Кавказа, а лет через 5 ты допускаешь, что будет не 4 бойца, а уже 10, например. Знаете, как я скажу? Если будут подписывать, я со 100% уверенностью говорю, что будет очень много чемпионов из наших, из Кавказа, из Дагестана, из Чечни, потому что не секрет же, у нас ребята живут этим, живут спортом. В Америке как? Ты плохо выступил, это они ни о чем не переживают, а у нас здесь за этим парнем вся семья приходит, готовится, побеждает.
DDP released a statement saying, "It's been just over a week and I've spent some time with my family and friends, those closest to me who will be with me win or lose. I embrace this loss with open arms because believe me, as much as I hate losing, it's as much part of life as part of our game, and I believe it's necessary in my pursuit of greatness. Without the bitter, the sweet wouldn't be as sweet. Make no mistake, I'm not a good loser because a good loser becomes a frequent one. I am, however, an avid learner of the arts and of life itself. This loss has exploded a desire in me that will have the consequence of an onslaught bigger than the original domination. My return to glory and pursuit of greatness will be unimaginable for the average-minded. I have
Okay, DDP.
absolutely no excuses for my performance. I was beaten by a better fighter on the night. Congratulations to my opponent, and thank you for the honor of sharing the octagon with you. Thank you for all the love and support from fans all over the world. And my sponsors that has always and will in the future play a critical role in my success. And sincerely, thank you to all those who enjoyed to see me fall, because I will return the favor, like I always have. I believe in the plan of my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ, for he knows best, and I can't wait to see what he has planned for me going forward.
Давай предположим, что все случилось, Цевкян с Топурей дерутся. Ты кого видишь фаворитом в этом бою?
Я не вижу шансов Топури.
То есть ты считаешь, что
Я ударки тоже не даю. Арман слишком дистанционно дерется. С ударниками держит дистанцию хорошо, ногами лучше работает. И сейчас уже Арман слишком хорошо, он уже, у него есть материал, который он может посмотреть и хорошо изучить. Если 3 года назад, если он с ним дрался, может он не так опасался. Но сейчас уже видно то, чего можно опасаться от Топури. Я считаю, что в данный момент лучший боец в легком весе это Топури.
ты про Цевкяна?
Да, я про
Цевкян. Выиграет он при этом за счет борьбы, правильно?
За счет ММА стиля.
Но
это не вольная борьба.
Но будет проходить, да?
Арман может проводить, у него хорошие локти в партере. Очень хороший локти. Может бороться, разбарывать, спину забирать.
А вот в эту опасную дистанцию с топулей просто не зайдет.
Не зайдет, слишком уже есть бои, он уже может посмотреть, изучить. Я например, 80/20 я вижу победителем Армана. Я считаю, что его борьба, его прессинг, его говорить, это тоже надо учитывать. Он выше него почти на 10 сантиметров, если не ошибаюсь. И он больше него весом, и где бой он будет больше него. И, конечно, борьба, она всегда рулила. Да, особенно когда такие бои бывают. Мы все мы знаем, какая борьба у Холлоуэя и какая борьба у последнего Чарльза Оливера. Их практически нет. Они ударники. Они пошли на рожон и хапнули свое. А человек, который взял ногу, поборолся, взял корпус, поборолся.
То,
с такими он не дрался, он дрался со всеми ударниками. Волконовский не борется, другие не борются, с кем он дрался? Просто назовет вот одного хоть чуть-чуть, даже не 50%, который хоть 20% используют борьбу. Интересно бой был. Я считаю, что, я знаю, что UFC опасаются, не хотят его так быстро убирать, Топурию. По-любому, он как медийная личность в данный момент.
И поэтому
больше, чем Арман. Если даже вы сейчас, что сейчас, Арман, если один бы выиграет, куда его деть?
Да, деваться некуда.
Они же не могут его спрятать.
Alright, follow me real quick. When I first saw this, I thought these guys were playing. You know, WWE, hardcore math, doing my research. This was definitely real. End of the day, I hope the wrestler that was hit and pummeled is okay. And for Roger, your actions were out of line, so you have to deal with some big boy consequences for this one. All of us can learn a little something from this. Don't let small situations escalate into bigger situations that will ultimately cost you big consequences.
Following the incident with Raja, the fight community has rallied behind Psycho Stu, leading to an increase of over 7,000 new followers on his social media account. The wrestling promotion where the incident occurred released a statement saying, "First and foremost, our thoughts and prayers are with our brother, Mr. Stuart Smith, Psycho Stu, as he remains a priority, and we are monitoring his well-being." What was supposed to be a planned and agreed-upon wrestling spot turned into a selfish, irresponsible act of violence against Mr. Smith. This egregious act is reprehensible and never should have occurred. In the 17 years of operation of Knox Pro Wrestling Academy, there has never been anything as heinous take place such as this, and we apologize to our patrons and fans. According to a report from USA Today, Smith sustained broken facial bones and lost several teeth, and at one point was choking on his own blood and teeth. The Los Angeles Police Department is now investigating the incident.
Wait, so what happened?
The Los Angeles Police. According to a report from USA Today, Smith sustained broken facial bones and lost several teeth, and at one point was choking on his own blood and teeth. The Los Angeles Police Department is now investigating the incident.
Dog gotta go to prison. I usually don't like to involve myself in other men's situations, but I feel I'm qualified to speak on this. And Dog messed up. And if it's Rampage, I love Rampage. But Rampage, turn your son in. He gotta go lay down for a little bit. Like, if it was my son, that's what I would tell him. I mean, you a grown man, bro. You can't condone that type of behavior, bro. You gotta go lay down for a little bit. We'll get you a good lawyer. You ain't gonna be in there forever, but you gotta go lay down. I get it. He hit you in the head with a bottle beforehand. I get it. He shouldn't have did that. I don't condone that either. But to wait hours until the man was working, which we all understand, he playing a character and he was in character and he working, and then you sneak him, because that's what you did. I mean, you snuck him. He wasn't expecting that, and you, bro. They say dude flatlined and was unconscious for 6 minutes afterwards. Y'all gotta go lay down. You gotta go to prison, bro. There's no part of that you thought was cool. Like, I can't even wrap my mind around why you thought that was cool and why you ain't got no self-control over your emotions. I get it, you in your feelings. You probably was watching them work, like, and just getting madder and madder. But bro, you can't have that in no civilized society. Like, we all understand what pro wrestling is, don't we? We've been understanding since we was like 19 years old. That ain't the time or the place. Especially not when all the cameras, like, bro, you don't give a fuck. You just doing whatever you want to do. You gotta go lay down, bro. I'm sorry, I love Rampage. And I hate that you're in a situation with your son, but you gotta talk to him. You gotta be a real man. You gotta stand up on that. And
What's everybody
go lay
up
down
to?
for a little bit.
What are y'all up to?
This is what happened, Chad. He went to a pro wrestling event with his coach. Those pro wrestlers, they be just as crazy as MMA guys, right? The pro wrestling guy don't know my son, and he hit him over the head with like a can or beer can or a bottle or something. And my son didn't know it was coming. Didn't know. They didn't tell my son. He hit my son over the head. I guess he thought my son was a pro wrestler or something. And Roger didn't react, but Roger didn't fight though. He didn't do anything. I told Roger not to get punched, but still hit my son over the head. And then he asked my son, "You ain't gonna sell it when you in pro wrestling?" So this motherfucker that hit my son is stupid. So in order for me not to go to jail,
Reviewing all my observation patients, so many today.
The brother of pro wrestler Psycho Stu, aka Stuart Smith, gave an update saying, "Thank you everyone for your prayers, concerns, and kind words for my brother Stu. Please continue to keep him in your prayers. He's currently stable but in critical care. At this time, we're focused on his recovery and appreciate all the support.
A lot of
Also,
drugs.
We currently do not have a GoFundMe set up.
Oh, yeah.
Any links posted are not affiliated with us."
Dang.
There's literally a streamer right now that literally told me, I'm not gonna say his name because he can come out and say what he wants to say. He probably gonna say it soon. That he's being bodied. Yeah, he didn't get hit. He's a top streamer that's been being bodied for what?
Now go look at the stats and find out who it is. How many 40K streamers are there? Not a lot. You could probably just figure it out by now. You know, I'll do it myself. Okay, you got me. It's DDG. I said it. Based on what he said, I think he's probably anything at DDG. Average 5 mil, that's the flex of the fucking century. It would be none of these guys. No. He might have been hinting at Plaque or Pax low key. I don't want to throw shade. With what he's saying, chat, I would assume Max or DDG. It doesn't ruin the success. Yo, Aiden knows his bodies and numbers. I'm pretty sure at one point they literally thresholded his numbers because the bots were fucking shit up. What? Just some dumb body. What about it?
There's literally a streamer right now that literally told me, I'm not gonna say his name because he can come out and say what he wants to say. He probably gonna say it soon. That he's being bodied. Yeah, he didn't get hit.
A new fence surrounding a business in East Elmhurst has created a frenzy among people in the neighborhood.
As Fox 8's Roger Giordano shows us, it's blocking off the sidewalk as well as some parking spaces.
You know, when I first saw this story, when I first heard that introduction about a businessman building a fence in Queens, New York, that not only blocks off the sidewalk, but actually blocks off free parking spaces, I thought I was going to be against this guy. And the reason why is because parking that is free in the city of New York is divine. It is ordained by God as a just reward for those of us willing to search for it. And the fact is, all these anti-car lowlives, all these anti-car losers are ruining the entire country, not just the city of New York. But then I let the segment play a little bit further. But then I started to hear his side of the story, and I realized that this man at the center of this controversy, the constructor of this fence, is not only the hero that we need, but he is in fact a man so good that we do not deserve him, because the crux of this particular story is that the city of New York decided in a lawsuit to remove themselves from any kind of accountability related to a situation that involved this sidewalk. This person was declared the owner of this property, and he is now taking back his property, rebelling against the city of New York, and as we know from that Star Wars Rogue One trailer, rebellions are built on hope.
We have hope. Rebellions are built on hope.
And now I have
Yeah,
to say,
I'm gonna take a nap for a little bit, guys. I'll be back.
Because he has
Need
completely
some energy.
outsmarted the Democrats in the city of New York, and that is something that should be cheered. And now we're going to get into this. We're going to break this down. I'm going to cover all the twists and turns related to it. But before we do, I want to thank everybody who supports this channel via
I'll be back.
actualjusticewarrior.com/join.
Oh, give
See you